It is a slow crawl as opposed to a run in this process, and so we've got a lot of things we need to do from a study standpoint before we even get to the point of breaking ground, and that means feasibility, economics, site studies, and then we got to come up with a financing plan that makes sense for not only the Boise Hawks but for the city that we're going to be partnering with, along with other possible government functions. Probably about 3 months ago, Meridian looked like they were out completely, and it was a one-horse race with Boise being the city that wanted to really go after this. But we've rekindled some things with Meridian. Don't know where that's going to go, but at the same point, I think it's a two-horse race again. But Boise is way ahead of the game. Well, I think renovation of this facility, as much as I like the rent, it's $1 a year right now to be on this piece of land. I really think that there is so much wrong with this facility that we would almost have to start over again. Just to give you an example, we were out on this field just yesterday, just really agonizing over the problems we're having from an irrigation standpoint. So if I was going to recommend this to the ownership group just to renovate this place, we would have to renovate the field as well. And that was one thing that we didn't think would have to happen. And that's going to cost you, a couple $1 million right there. But then the stadium's not ADA compliant. You're going to have to put elevators in. You're going to have seating availability for all citizens of the community throughout the whole stadium. So it's going to have to be a major renovation, which is probably going to cost you as much as $15 million, and we're looking for a new stadium at $20 million. We can't do that ourselves. We just simply can't do that ourselves. So we've got to find a partner who can bond, who can basically pay for it on the front end, and then we pay it back over user fees and rent. Well, the Cubs are essentially a partner of ours. However, really all they do with the Boise Hawks is put the on-field product on the field. And so they wear our uniforms, they represent our city, and the Cubs are our affiliate. But when it comes to building new stadiums, our business operations here with the ball club, the Cubs have no say over anything that we do. Certainly they can put pressure on us to improve our facility, which they have. This current facility has already been told by the Cubs, that they're not happy with it. And a lot of it that they're not happy with, the fans wouldn't even know. It's the underbelly of the stadium, the clubhouses, the dugout. The field is fine, but it could be improved as well. So it's a significant amount of money that it's going to take. And the Chicago Cubs can put pressure on us, or they can move. And there's that option. And the Rickett family has said, we want the best facilities in baseball for our minor league teams. And certainly I think we all have to look in the mirror and say this is not one of those. My message would be that it is a crawl of a process, and since we're trying to be a partner with a municipality, government operation to do this together, it's not something you can do overnight. You got to have studies. You got to do these things so that the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. You don't just break ground and then have something that doesn't end up getting built. We feel we're a catalyst to an overall redevelopment plan for either Meridian or Boise, and that's how it needs to be looked at. If you're looking at a city to just build a stadium, it just doesn't work that way. You need it to be a catalyst and a spur to overall growth in an area that we would put a stadium. So there's just a lot of items that need to be checked off before this is going to get done, and I don't really foresee us having opening day until probably June of 2015. That was always my timetable, and I said it'd probably take me 10 years, and I feel good about that right now. Yes. I think most people, feel that if the Cubs leave, where does that leave the Boise Hawks? And we are bound with an agreement with Major League Baseball and our minor league agreement that we will have an affiliate here, no matter what. If the Cubs leave, we're going to have somebody come here. What we're trying to avoid is the revolving door of teams coming in here, because they're going to have the same issues that the Cubs have with this facility. And you can sign a 2-year agreement with anybody, and I don't want to have a different team here every 2 years. But also, I think Boise deserves a facility better than this. Not that the sight lines are bad, not that the facility as is right now is horrible, but for growth, for the Boise Hawks from a business standpoint to be here for a long, long time, and for the sustainability of baseball in the Boise market, and possibly AAA down the line, you have to have a new facility. This is not going to cut it for Boise for that much longer, and we need to plan for that now. Relationship with the Cubs is great, and I think through this interview you may have thought otherwise, but no, we have a great relationship, and we're very upfront with each other. They know that we're making some progress. They know that we're trying our best to get something figured out from a facility standpoint. But they have demands and they have desires, and there's other teams at our level that can deliver what they're looking for right now in their city, their respective cities. So we want to keep up with the Joneses, as they say, and we want to make sure that we can do that as well, and especially for the Cubs. I mean, there's probably 5 teams in America who play, Major League Baseball that have the image nationally, and the Cubs are one of them. And it's great to be a part of the Cubs organization.